I told you that we need a mechanism to pass information back to the UI when anything changes, right? So when this property is updated, I want to notify my UI that this property has changed. And that is why we implemented the iNotify property changed interface. Now for that, what I will do is I will create a method here. Which is going to take a string of the property that is being changed. I say if property changed is not null, then invoke property changed, and this is the sender, and you create new property change with arguments, and the string name is the property name. And then, in my selected product, when I set the value, I'm going to call this method and I'm going to pass in the name of the property that is being changed. So following me? Okay? No, I haven't lost anybody here. Alright? Good. We'll do the same for the rest of them. So let's copy this and 2 times. Say boolean, and this is busy, and we return is busy. And I want to make this private so that only my view model is going to set this. I don't want anybody from outside being able to set this. So this is busy, is going to be a value, and the property that is being changed is busy. I'll do the same thing for my error text, and this is going to be called error message. So what I have done is,
Can you explain this, why you want to raise property change limit, why you want to pass the value?
okay,
what is
now similar line is all about data binding, right? So if I'm going to bind my data to the view model, or the view to the view model, how does the view know that something in the view model has changed? So one part of the data binding is property change notifications, right? Whenever property is changed, they are notified, and anybody listening to that property will then act upon it. So when you're binding data, you have 2 methods. You have property change notification and observable collection, right? Observable collection has this out of the box, but it's more bulky. You usually use it for lists. But when you're changing a property, you need to tell the receiving end that I have changed. So that's why we are doing this. Okay?
So view model will be informing the view, or
the view
will be listening.
View is listening to the view model. Okay? So whenever a property change happens, the view is going to act upon it. Okay?
So you are notifying from here that something has changed, like
yes.
the product has been selected or bind to some.
Let's say we are in an interaction, we have an understanding, right? I put something in a box, and I will notify you, I put something for you, please can come and collect it. Something like that.
Yeah.
Okay? Now we need one more thing here, is the model we are going to work on. And if you remember when you started off, we created an interface, right? And I said we are creating an interface so that we can test. Now what I could do is, in this view model, I can actually create the product model, or I can create a mock test model to do my testing, right? And that is why that product model is important. And I'm going to define my model based on the same. So I'm going to define it as iProduct model, call it model, and this is going to be none. And I'm going to create a constructor which is going to take this iProduct model and it's going to set it to the value that I have created. And what I want to do is, I have this method that I had, this event handler that I had defined. I'm going to create that event handler here. So that when I call my asynchronous event, I want to be the person receiving the results. Clear? And then we need a method to actually call the model. So here the view is going to call this method to give the data, get the data. So I'm going to say is busy is equal to true. Because now I'm starting my processing, I want a view to say hola, something is happening. And then I'm going to go into the model and I'm going to call this method with my parameter. Now as I said, this is an asynchronous event. When that query executes, it completes and is ready to send the data back or an exception back to me, it's going to send it to the event handler here. So the first thing I want to do is, if you remember, we created this collection to hold our return data set. I'm going to clear this out and I'm going to clear any previous error messages. And then we're going to put it in a try catch block. So first thing I would like to do is check if the return value has any errors in it. If there are errors, then I would like to send those errors back to the UI. So I'm going to say e.error.message. I'm going to return back. Or maybe there are no errors, but nothing was returned to me. So we'll say e.products.count is equal to 0. Then we'll say error message is equal to no records found. So far so good? Then if there are no errors, then I want to go and populate my product. Unfortunately, there is no direct way of taking the result and applying it to my observable collection. You have to do it one at a time. That's why we created it upfront and we're taking a fresh set and applying it. And we put some cached blocks just for safety. Say error message equal to ex.message. And finally, I'm going to say is busy is equal to false. Let's compile this. Everybody with me? What we have done so far? We created a model to go and get the data. We have a view, and then we created a view model, which is reshaping the data we got from the model into the UI that we want to represent. What I'm going to come and do here is, I'm going to create a namespace for my view model. And then, so what I'm doing is in the designer, I'm providing a data context. So my designer knows that it can talk to the view model as a data source. Right? This is what I have done right now. So if I come in here and I click on the list box, F4, I can now go into the data context and say apply data binary. And now I get my products. This is coming from the view model. Okay? And then I want to also set the selected item. I'm going to again apply data binding. And the source. Okay. The source is the path. The options. Let's see it again. The data context, apply data binding, and this is on the products. And the selected item. By data binding. Something has gone wrong here. Sorry, it should be item source on the list box on the data context. So this is products, and on the selected item, it should be the selected product. Okay? So I bound the item source to the products, right, on the view, and the selected item I bound it to the selected product property. Then I have this stack panel, which is for the display of the individual items. I am going to put its data context, okay, apply data binding to the selected product. Then